afternoon, Cascade Media Group. What's up, Kansas City? And again, we're back down on the 18th and Vine, the historical district, and we have a very historical person here today who represents a historical organization. Excuse me. And that be Miss Anita Russell. Good afternoon, Miss Russell.
Good afternoon.
And how are you doing today?
Tired.
Yeah, tired. Yeah, well,
Yes.
that's your MO.
Yes.
Tireless worker. And you're with the NAACP?
That's correct.
And you're located where?
At the historic Lincoln Building on 18th and Vine.
Okay then. And it's nice to have you here today. And I think that the hot topic for the up until next Tuesday and even Wednesday is get out and go vote.
That's right.
And what do you think about this get out and go vote? Tell us how you feel about it.
Well, we feel that everyone should vote. Get out and vote. You know that our ancestors fought and died just to have the right to vote. And I know for younger people, that's kind of getting old to them, but that's what happened. And also, our right to vote is important because since the Supreme Court gutted the Voting Rights Act and took away that part where there's pre-clearance where they have to, the states have to notify the Department of Justice if they make any changes. This is the first time in 50 years that we will be voting without that protection. So, and for those who think their vote doesn't count, if it doesn't count, why are all these states passing laws for you to have photo IDs and to make it harder for you to vote? And in many places, they're cutting back the early voting. We don't have early voting in Missouri.
Right.
But we have absentee voting with the reason. But in states where they have early voting, they've cut back the days. Some states have voting on Sunday. They've taken that away. They've cut down the number of polling places where people have to stand in long lines. So I would say that should tell everybody how important your vote is because they're trying to take it away from you.
You know what, that's about the best that I've heard so far, the analogy about these voting rights. Kansas City, Missouri, we're located here in Kansas City, Missouri. Can you give us a little climate of how it's going here in Missouri, Kansas City, as far as voting?
Well, we don't have early voting. We have absentee voting with a reason. And we do, the election board has satellite offices. They have 3, the Kansas City Election Board. 3 locations, and that's at Center High School, also at Hillcrest Community Center and Brush Creek Community Center. Now, we have to give kudos to our election board, Kansas City Election Board, because they have said this ballot is very long. It takes 20 minutes to go through the ballot. So they are encouraging people who cannot stand in long lines to go to those satellite offices and vote and to check the reason, the second one on there, which is disability due to illness. Check that one. That's number 2 on that sheet, and you can go vote early.
Okay, and give us those locations again.
Okay, there's Center High School, that's about 87th and Holmes.
Center High School.
And it's from 10, I think today it's 10 to 5. It had been 10 to 7, and I believe it'll be 10 to 7 on Monday. On Saturday, it's 10 to 3. Also, the hours are the same at all 3 locations. And then Brush Creek Community Center, which is at Cleaver and Cleveland.
Cleveland, right.
And then also Hillcrest, and that's about up from about 96, I'd say, and Hillcrest.
Yeah, 96, and it's on the east side of the street.
Right.
Sets back off.
Yeah, it might be about 97.
Yeah, 97, yeah,
Right.
And so you can go vote there.
Yes.
If you have some kind of disability or can't stand in
if you
lines.
can't stand for a long time because there are going to be long lines.
Yes.
So they're encouraging that.
Yeah, I heard that on public radio this morning. They were talking about there were going to be long lines.
Right.
What about our millennium people?
I hope they're showing up. Now, I must say that during the primary, the place was packed. And you know who was on the ballot? Bernie Sanders. And I said, uh-oh. And so, but we don't care who you vote for. The main thing is that you vote. And I mean, they did show up. They were there. Now, when the general well, we did the presidential primary, I should say. And then, we've had about 4 elections already, because we had the April election, we had the August, that was the local primary, and that February was the presidential primary. I noticed that there weren't as many people there for the April and the August election as there was for that February election. So we certainly hope that our millennials will show up. So, because
And how
it's
long
important.
did you say they estimate to take time to vote?
20 minutes on the
Excuse me.
ballot. The ballot has, of course, it has all the presidential candidates. It has your congressmen, your U.S. senators. It has the state offices, your governor, your secretary of state, all those, treasurer. And then it also has your state representative as well. Then it has the judges. Okay, after that, then you have, and there's quite a few judges that are up, because it's the Missouri Supreme Court as well as the 16th Judicial Circuit
Right.
as well. And then you have your issues, and you've got 5 amendments. And the amendments are 1, 2 through 4, and then 6. So there's no 5th amendment, so don't get confused. You only have 5, but they're numbered 1 through 4 and 6. Then you have 3 questions for the county. Then you have 3 questions for the city. And then there is a statutory Proposition A that's on there. Then you also have the library. If you're in the Mid-Continent Library District, that's on the ballot.
Correct.
So that's a lot.
You know what? That's a lot for you to remember. I'm impressed with this. I mean, you really, that's enough to impress anyone to go vote, because Miss Russell has memorized that, so that means she's able to inform our community through the NAACP. I would encourage you to listen to what she's saying and go vote.
Yes, please.
Go vote.
Please.
What could you say to inspire some of our young people who've never been voted before and they got a voting card right in their pocket? What would you say to them?
I think that we have to try to show them how things that are important to them, how that it's affected by voting. You know, if and the really your local, the people running locally, that affects you really more so, and immediately more so than your presidential. Because whether you vote or not, there's going to be a president.
Yeah, for sure.
And so those local issues, just kind of ask them what things are important to you, and then relate those to the people that are running or the issues that are on the ballot. And that's the only way I can think of that you can kind of encourage them to try to make it personal. You know, think about what's important to you.
Right.
And how am I affected by this
Right.
amendment, if it's amendment or an issue.
Right. How does it affect me?
Right, personally.
And more importantly, we need them to get involved, because they are our future mayors and
Right.
even president.
Right.
We don't know. It might be a president walking around in Kansas City right now.
That's right. And then you need to be an informed voter. And our organization, plus others as well, have candidate forums. We have forums on issues. And always you can read the paper. And or go on the internet. I know most young people prefer the internet as opposed to the paper. You can go on the internet, look up the people, find out about them. And then that way, that can help you make a decision. But you have to be informed. Some people are not informed, so that's why they don't feel comfortable. But you have to do some homework so that you are informed and you know who and what you're voting for.
That's very good. And tell them again your name.
Okay, I'm Anita Russell, and I'm president of the Kansas City, Missouri NAACP, and I also serve on the NAACP National Board of Directors.
And what do we want people to do next Tuesday?
We want them to vote on Tuesday, November the 8th. And we have rides to the polls. And we have rides to the polls. They can call our office at 816-421-1191. Also, rides to the polls will be given by Passaic Baptist Church, also by Zion Grove Baptist Church, And also Swope Park United Christian Church has rides to the polls.
Okay.
And the buses are free on election day.
Really?
No matter where you're going, you don't have to say, I'm going to vote. You just get on the bus, and the bus company has said free rides on election day. So you can't beat that.
No.
You don't have an excuse.
No.
None.
Like old school, get on the bus.
That's right.
That's part of the civil rights movement.
That's right.
Get on the bus.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm very excited for Ms. Russell to be here today. We are taking time at Cascade Media Group, staff, and supporters to promote this Get Out the Vote. Because, you know, young folks be looking for future leaders. Ms. Russell and myself, you know, we are a little dated. And it's going to be up to the lady behind the camera, there's Serenity and Tiffany and Joey and Tommy, who comes from our community to provide leadership one day.
Right.
And life is full of many surprises and mysteries, and you just don't know. But if you get engaged and get informed, contact the NAACP, show this, whoever sees this, these interviews, please share them with your family and friends, and just put on the tag, Get Out and Vote. We are an internet-based company, and we're asking our community to push these videos that we're putting out about Get Out the Vote. My name is Jim Watts. We've had Ms.Anita Russell here today, representative and president of the NAACP, and who holds a chair on the national board. And we are so happy to be here today. Get out and vote next Tuesday. My goal and purpose in life is to inspire people to do better than some, so that some do better than most. And thank you, Ms. Russell.
You're welcome.
Also, ladies and gentlemen, go to www.whatsupkansascity.net. Again, www.whatsupkansascity.net. Also, social media, Facebook, What's Up Kansas City. Thank you.
I'm IFBB Bikini Pro Cat Williams, and when I'm not working out in the gym, I'm searching the web on Cascade Media and What's Up Kansas City. So make sure you check them out.